Hello, Leo. Welcome to your Astroflower reading going from the week of the 12th through to the 18th of June. Joyous June. It's been a crazy reading, actually. I've already done halfway through, and every reading seems to be really mixed up. There was, who was it? Scorpio, I think, who had a real defined sort of thing, but it was a real sort of positioning, and it's almost as if like things were coming to the surface that we didn't quite really see this week. So we'll see what's going on with your reading. Obviously we've got the monthly reading, and that's why I'm calling it Joyous June. And it seems to be a case of, I thought it was all about being happiness and everything. That is true, it is about that, but it's also a case of learning how to be joyous. Who would have guessed it? Let's just go straight on with your reading. Here we have the Knight of Wands, very much a Leo card, really. It's an overall energy that is rhythmical, that's sort of moving forward, that's socializing, that's sort of having fun and sort of getting involved, dancing with the band or singing with the band, or just, it's about sort of charging in a direction of your passions, basically. So this is what seems to be coming through for you at the moment in the overall energy. So let's see what the karmic message is on your relationship side. Seven of Pentacles. This is what I mean. It's a strange one. Seven of Pentacles, nurturing. It's also a turning point as well. So it's almost as if like when you're, I don't know if you've ever grown any sort of vegetables or fruits in your garden. Once it starts growing, you know that moment comes out when the flower comes, and then you can see the fruit gradually growing, and therefore you've got to look after the plant. You've always got to look after the plant, obviously, but it's like a turning point in the growth, in the growth cycle of the plant and of the fruit and stuff like that. And it's a similar sort of thing here. It's, your karmic message here is to nurture the paths or the relationships that you have connected with. I think last week as well, there was something about sort of, pick and choosing the relationships that you connect with. And this is now a case, this week is the karmic message here is to actually start nurturing those relationships that you have chosen, with the universe offering you the Four of Swords. All about, it's bringing it back to basics. It's fatality of the thing. It's healing and stuff like that, and respite. And this respite could be sort of this nurturing process that you could be doing, you should be doing in regards to your relationships. It could be a very healing sensation for you and for the people that you are connected with around you. And this could be a real good sort of blessing in disguise. It's the sort of thing I'm getting off it is the idea that you can now start to realize the people that you can count upon. That's what it seems like to me. Quite a bit of wind in this garden here at the moment. A lovely garden I'm in. Absolutely beautiful garden. A family garden. But I've had to come back into a garden to try and cut out the wind a little bit. But yeah, so it's a little bit, the universe here is almost the sort of saying, take it easy, enjoy the moment, relax, allow the energy to sort of provide for you. That's the sort of thing, and that gives you that space and time to nurture everything that is around you. Your guides, these are guides connected to your karmic path, how they're trying to direct that karmic path. So, and this is to do with nurturing, and this needs planning as well. So taking time out and observing what's going on within your relationships around you. And I think this speaks more to the collective rather than the one-to-one relationship. I haven't seen anyone with a one-to-one relationship sort of reading as yet. And this is much more to do with the collective and to do with the idea of, if I'm going to interact with these group of people, family, friends, community, and it could be also your partner as well, but rather than just going at it sort of gun-ho in a way, it's a case of going at it in a way that, that's orchestrated, that's that you've taken time, consideration about how you approach these relationships, because you will benefit from it. You will reap the rewards in a way. And there's another thing, is it's just because this is obviously, these guides here in this Two of Wands is connected to your past sort of self. That's the sort of guides that does it. These guides here are more the sort of the future sort of guides. And here it's almost as if sort of kind of going, the other thing I'm getting up is as if like sort of saying, Leo, you've planned this. And now you need to nurture it. So it's like me going into the garden and planting seeds. I physically, that is my intention. And my intention is I've planted that courgette plant because I want courgettes or zucchini, wherever you're from. So I shouldn't be surprised that when the zucchini or the courgette starts growing, that courgette actually needs nurturing. I have to pay attention to the water levels and etc. that goes in there, that it gets enough sunlight and what have you. And that's what it's sort of like, it's as if like your guides are sort of saying, we've got this planned. Now it's time to enact the plan. Do you know what I'm saying? There was nothing about sort of relationships, one-to-one. Two of Cups, I've got to say the Two of Cups has come up in a lot of readings. The other thing that's come up, and it hasn't come up as yet, is the Devil card, but we'll see. The Two of Cups here, this is your future self. So maybe what you're nurturing here, so you've got 2 twos already down here. So this is about sort of decisions as well. And your future self here is sort of how you connect with your higher self in order to connect with other people. That's the sort of thing I'm getting off here. And that planning and that sort of, that organization that is already within you, already in motion, can be sort of, will lead to unification of you and another person. But it's also, there is a certain degree where the planning and the nurturing of oneself, the healing of oneself, it's a lot to do with self here. And maybe it's the case here is where your future self is trying to make that connection with your higher self. And when you do make that connection, you make that vortex energy between you. So you create this bridge between you and, if you like, your higher self. The higher self that is connected to the Akashic libraries. So you can actually sort of, download a lot of information and stuff like that. But in regards to relationships, it's when you connect with your higher self, you create that buzz and that energy that allows you to see things clearly. Of just getting another bit of a download going on here and realizing that you're in the last sort of 2 months before your birthday season. 2.5 months before your birthday season. Some of you may only be a month and a half. And that last sort of month and a half, 2 months, is all about self-reflection of what you've done over the last year and what you want to do for the coming year. Seeing what you did well in the past year, what you didn't do well in the past year, what you should have done and what you didn't do, and etc. And here, I think here is what you're building towards is a connection with yourself, so you feel that healing. I think that's what that wants to come through. It's almost like a healing of a relationship. It's almost like a healing within yourself in regards to another person. Could be your partner, of finding your higher self in order to be at one with your partner. That could well be it. Or one with your family or your friends and your community that is around you. A lot of wind blowing. And so that is a distinct possibility. You're working towards, and this does take planning, working towards connecting with your higher self, basically. Let's just see what's going on your material side of life. It's actually really beautiful. You've got the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups is almost as like that. Is obviously the step before the Ten of Cups. What a surprise! But it's like you've got to a point where you can actually see the possible happiness that is within your business, within your job, within your work sphere. And you can, your message this week for your karmic message is to recognize those opportunities that are around you. Not necessarily to seize upon them, but to certainly recognize them. And this ties into that last 2 months before your birthday. Realizing what you can achieve in the coming year and seeing that sort of thing around you. Yeah, the universe has brought you temperance. So patience with the situation. The funny thing is about temperance, let's just have a look at these two things here, because as you go through here, you've got the Knight of Wands going out, leading up to the Two of Cups, but it also comes through the Nine of Cups. So all those possibilities which connect to that passionate side of what you have, Leo. But also the universe here is sort of saying patience. It takes time to do it. But look at that angel. That angel has got those red wings. She's got 2 cups. She's doing it one to the other, one to the other. And on this, as they bring the 2 cups together, you have that sort of lion's head, that angel with the red wings and the 2 cups. The whole sort of vorticey sort of thing. I think this could be a case of actually where you're going forth with the Knight of Wands and actually connecting your material and your emotional side of life. Bringing the two together under one banner, as it were. Let's just see what the so this is how your past guides are sort of influencing your karmic message here. You've got the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is understanding that medium-term cycle, that planting of the seed, going through the whole process of collecting the fruit at the end of the season and making jam out of it, and actually eating that jam or that jello or whatever we call it in the part of the world that we're in. And the Page of Pentacles is about luck as well. It's like you get this seed, you're given this opportunity, which ties into that sort of Nine of Cups, and that opportunity to plant in fertile land, so then therefore you can get lots of fruit for the future. And this is, you've been working towards this, and it's sort of like, I think with the Temperance card, it's bringing in a little bit of patience, taking your time to do this. You don't plant the seed and the next day you're harvesting the blueberries. It just doesn't work like that. You've got to wait years, in fact, for blueberries to really kick in. But for a lot of things, you have to wait a whole sort of summer before you get the fruits that come at the end of the season. Yeah, I think that's what you're working to. I'm going to bring in some pebbles because the wind is really kicking off. You've got the Star. Now that's what's leading you on. That's what's bringing you forward. It's bringing you forward to your heart's desires. And I think you've been working on this for some time, and I think you've been positioning in this way for a long time. And the Star card is about that. And here we go again. We've got those 2 cups again. This is the 2 cups. She's pouring one of them onto the pond and the other one onto land. And when you get water and earth together, it becomes very, very fertile. Becomes very opportunist in a sense that there's opportunities, not opportunities in sort of like taking advantage of people. But you have this possibility. And you've got the 2 cups on this side as well. I really think it's a case of unifying, and it could well be the fact that you're connecting your workspace with people within relationships. So you could be meeting someone at work as well that you share passions together on that forth. But whatever it is, it's on your material side. It's reaching for the stars in a way. And knowing this is coming up. But it's like the hermit. The hermit goes around the mountain, sees both sides of the mountain, the shadow side as much as the sunny side, and eventually gets to the top, so he gets close to the sky, and there he can use his extra energy to sort of extract that star and put it into his lantern. So his dreams and aspirations can be his guiding light. And this is a similar sort of thing here going on here. It's sort of saying to you, patience at the moment with that temperance card within your financial side. And it's recognizing the chance or the luck you have around you with that page of pentacles there. The luck and the chances that you have around you that will need to be acted upon. And this week here is just taking stock of what is available to you. And the overall outcome is the Ace of Swords, a definite victory within your grasp. And this is the general sort of outcome from this week. And it's not necessarily where it's here, it's a recognition. And I think the victory is a realization from within you. So you know how to deal with something, you know how to do something. And it's like a light bulb moment. You kind of go, oh right, if I do it like that, then yeah, sure, I'm going to be making headway. You know, I'm going to be getting good results, and that's what's tying in with the 9 of Cups that you have down here. It's also tying in slightly with the 7 of Pentacles, because you're nurturing that victory, and it's recognizing that victory within you. It's a self-satisfying week by the looks of things. Let's just see what's going on with the Light Seers card. Let's see if we can get some sort of clarification out of this whole sort of thing. Let's start off with the Knight of Wands and see what comes up there for you, Leo. Let's see what we've got for the Knight of Wands. Oh, we got Lovers. Through your social activity, through the energy around you, it's going to make you fall in love with life. That's the feeling I'm getting here from it. It's not a case of falling in. I don't feel like it's falling in love with someone. Obviously, that will be for some of you, but for the majority of people, I think it's a case of falling in love with life. That's what it feels like, and it's the sort of thing you nurture within this whole sort of thing. Let's just see what goes on with the 7 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles, you get the Knight of Cups. So offerings coming in here. Where are those offerings coming from? Well, they're coming in quick wherever they're coming from, and it wants to take off with that wind. But I think I've got a funny feeling it's almost you have to, if you want to nurture a relationship that is around you, yes, it's going to need planning, but also it needs you to make the offering. That's what it feels like. It's you who's got to make that first stance, as it were, first move with any relationships you're dealing with here. Let's just see what comes up with the 4 of Swords. Bit of dirt on there. You get the Judgment card. A true calling. And I think this is what healing is all about. I think it's like a realization. When you do realize it, a little bit like the Ace of Swords, when you do realize it in life, it is a very much a healing process, because all of a sudden you know where you should be going and what you should be doing in your life. And that is very self-satisfying. It's all about you this week, Leo. It's all about repositioning yourself. There's obviously something coming up. Obviously, you have your birthday season coming up, but it's much bigger than that, I think. And I will be doing the solstice readings next week, and it's a 3-month readings. I think we'll get a lot more detail in that within those readings there. I forgot that I was on a flight path. So yeah, with the 2 of Wands, you get the Knight of Wands. Planning, socializing, planning connection with other people, planning about doing activities. I think you should be doing this. The more you do that this week, sort of phoning someone up, sort of saying, hi, I was thinking about going surfing down the beach, or I felt like going for a bike ride. I don't suppose you want to come. You know, those sort of things. The moment you start doing things like that, you're going to get a lot of reward and comeback. You're going to feel a lot better about yourself and about life and about the connection with other people. Let's just see what's going on with the 2 of Cups. You have the 2 of Swords. the first thing I get to my mind, or within my intuition, as it were, is a case of this is a no-brainer. It's like you're almost looking for a choice to make that doesn't need to be made. I wouldn't be surprised if the 7 of cups doesn't come out on the Ace of Swords, because I think it's going to be. That's what it seems like. There's like a realization that's happening here, and I think you might be complicating things a little bit too much here, Leo. And I would, keep it simple. Stupid, that whole KISS sort of theory. Keeping it really simple, and I think it's a real, connecting with your higher self or connecting with another person is a real non-brainer. And I think you just got to go ahead and do it. And you might well be confusing things more than it needs to be confused, basically. With the Knight, lovely. With the 9 of Cups, you get the 10 of Pentacles. This is on your material side of life. This is a really beautiful combination to have. As I said, with the 9 of Cups, it is recognizing those opportunities, those gifts, those possibilities that are around you this week. And it's going to lead you to, apparently, utter abundance in every sense of the word. That's what your karmic mission is all about. And that's where you should be sort of heading. With the Temperance card, you get the 5 of Swords. Sometimes I say for the Temperance card, I say, patience. The reason we're patient is because at some point we need to enact. And it seems to be this sort of way here as well. And it's sort of like, I think with the patience, I think the universe is here is sort of saying, you may see these opportunities, but there's things to work out, or there's little obstacles to get past. Therefore, you need to be patient. And I think that's what the universe is trying to encourage you to realize within your career path, within your job, within your business or your projects that you're doing. Realizing, yes, this is what I would like to do. This is the opportunity. But at the same time, I realize that here could be certain complications and here could be other certain complications within your life. So with the Page of Pentacles, you get the 2 of Cups. So we've got the 2 of Cups twice now. And it's as I say, it's the 2 of Cups that seems to be returning a recurring theme through all of this. We've now got 3 sets of 2s and 4 2s in total, but 2 of them is obviously 2 cups. And I think this golden opportunity which is arriving for you is when you connect with yourself and when you realize that there is no choices here. It's just you've got to go and strive towards happiness and the ultimate goal of where you should be going. And I've just dropped a card, and it is Justice. Those 2 cups again. That's what should be coming to you. And I almost feel like you're getting your just desserts. And this is where you're leading to on your financial side. I think you might be complicating things more than you need to on your relationship side. With the Star, you get the Hangman. To get to where you wish to be in your career path, in your business and your projects and stuff like that, you have to look at things in a slightly different way. And I think this ties into the 5 of Swords. There will always be slight complications on the road to abundance. There is no doubt about that. And you're driving towards that star, that dream, that possibility, that new job, that promotion, or that business, or the business success, or building a house, or whatever projects you might have and stuff like that. And you've got to see things slightly differently. It's like if you want to look at a star, you go out at night, do not look at the star. Look slightly to one side of the star, and you will see the star a lot clearer. That's what this is all about. If you want to know what your dreams and aspirations are about, looking at that star in a different way will bring you complete clarity. And I think that's what's leading into that Ace of Swords, basically. A realization. Let's just see if we can pull the... I don't, you know, I'm not trying to, but I think it's going to be something like the Seven of Cups. Okay, so let's just see what it is. Oh, it's the Moon. Okay, very similar to the Hangman as well. I think the solution is within you, and you shouldn't maybe looking for it around you. That's what I'm getting here. It's like you're looking for something that's hidden, that's not really hidden. It's like that old story where, you know, God and man were playing around at one time, and God said to man, said, "Do you want to play a game?" He said, and God said, and man said, "Yeah, let's play a game." And God said, "We'll play hide and seek." And it comes from a Sonny Terry, and I got it from a Sonny Terry and Brownie McGee song. Old blind man who plays a harmonica, and a cripple who was in a wheelchair who played the guitar in the 60s and 70s. Fantastic album. And, you know, man went searching all across the world, up in the mountains, down in the valleys, in the sea, you know, in the sky. He was looking for God everywhere, and in the end he sort of said, "God, I give up, where are you?" And he said, and God turns around and said, "I'm inside you." And that's the sort of thing that's going on with you here. It's, you know, God is inside you. You know, obviously God's in everything. You know, if you take God as a vibration, that's what I look as energy as. Sort of thing. You know, I'm not religious in a way. I have my own religious ways of doing things and spiritual activities, a bit like shamanism, stuff like that. I do it obviously when I'm doing my healing and stuff like that. And I think you're going to discover that this week, or you have an opportunity to discover that this week. So there you go, Leo. Thank you very much for being with us. I hope you got the best out of this reading. Thank you very much for supporting this channel, subscribing and so forth, sharing, liking, whatever you want to do with it. It's just absolutely beautiful that you're here with us. Yes, and I will see you for the solstice readings next week, which will be a 3 monthly readings, collective and individual signs. In the meantime, Leo, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.